Yellowstone discovery of ancient super-eruptions indicates that the hotspot may be waning according to new studies. Boulder, Colorado. Throughout Earth's long history, volcanic super-eruptions have been some of the most extreme events ever to affect our planet's surface. Some of them have been extinction-level events, as we know. Surprisingly, even though these explosions eject enormous volumes of material, at least 1,000 times more than the Mount St. Helens eruption of 1980, and have the potential to alter the planet's climate, relatively few have been documented in the geological record. Now, in a study published by Geology, researchers announced the discovery of two newly identified super-eruptions associated with Yellowstone hotspot track, and they include what believed was the volcanic province's largest and most cataclysmic event. The results indicate the hotspot, which today fuels the famous geysers, mud pots, and fumaroles in Yellowstone National Park, may be waning in intensity. The team used a combination of techniques, including bulk chemistry, magnetic data, and radioisotopic dates, and they correlated volcanic deposits scattered across tens of thousands of square kilometers. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. The geologist said, "We discovered the deposits previously believed to belong to multiple smaller eruptions were in fact colossal sheets of volcanic material from two previously unknown super-eruptions at about 9 million and 8.7 million years ago." This is what Thomas Knott, volcanologist at University of Leicester and the paper's lead author, says. The younger of the two, the Gray's Landing super-eruption, is now the largest recorded event of the entire Snake River Yellowstone volcanic province, he says. It's based on the most recent collations of super-eruption sizes, and he says it's one of the top 5 eruptions of all time. The team, which also includes researchers from British Geological Survey and the University of California, Santa Cruz, estimates the Gray's Landing super-eruption was 30% larger than the previous recorded holder, the well-known Huckleberry Ridge Tuff, and had devastating local and global effects. He said the Gray's Landing eruption enameled an area the size of New Jersey in searing hot volcanic glass that instantly sterilized the land surface, Knott says. Can you imagine that? Anything located within this region, he says, would have been buried and most likely vaporized during the eruption. Particulates would have choked the stratosphere, Knott adds, he says, raining fine ash over the entire United States and gradually encompassing the whole planet. I mean, this is amazing what they found. Now, both of the newly discovered super-eruptions, 9 million and 8.7 million years ago, occurred during the Miocene, the interval of geologic time spanning 23 to 5.3 million years ago. These two new eruptions bring the total number of recorded Miocene super-eruptions at the Yellowstone Snake River volcanic province to 6, Knott says. This means that the recurrent rate of Yellowstone hotspot super-eruptions during the Miocene was on average once every 500,000 years, super-eruptions. By comparison, Knott says, 2 super-eruptions have so far taken place in what is now Yellowstone National Park during the past 3 million years. He says it therefore seems that the Yellowstone hotspot has experienced a 3-fold decrease in its capacity to produce super-eruptions events. This is a very significant decline, he said. These findings, Knott says, have little bearing on assessing the risk of another super-eruption occurring today in Yellowstone. He says, we have demonstrated that the recurrence rate of Yellowstone super-eruption appears to be once every 1.5 million years. And he says the last super-eruption there was 630,000 years ago, suggesting we may have up to the 900 year before another eruption of this scale occurs. But this estimate, Knott says, is far from exact. He emphasizes that the continuous monitoring the region, which is being conducted, of course, by the U.S. Geological Survey, is a must, and that warnings of any uptick in activity would be issued well in advance. This study, which builds on decades of contributions by many other researchers, grew out of a large project investigating the productivity in major continental volcanic provinces. Those with super-eruptions are the result of colossal degrees of crustal melting over a prolonged period of time, Knott said, and therefore have a profound impact on the structure and composition of Earth's crust in the regions where they occur. And because studying these provinces is vital to understanding their role in shaping our planet's crustal processes, Knott hopes this research foreshadows even more revelations. He says, we hope the methods and findings we find are useful. This is from the Geological Society of America on Bended Reality. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.